So it begins. Episode 7.
Now I'm ready.
Come on down, everybody. The new episode has just begun.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Wait, can we get flagged for that? For that tone I just...
Yeah, you can't do any songs on YouTube. No music,
Oh,
or you'll get flagged.
crap. I love humming.
Well, I like hummingbirds.
We should get
As
a pet hummingbird for our pet.
podcasts?
Since Clyde Frog
Bird?
passed away.
That's an inside joke, sir. No one knows about this frog.
We bought a frog, an African Clyde frog.
We did not buy a frog.
We did. It was going to be our pet for Undiscussed territory. And Gabe refused to let me into his house so I could set up the tank. And I had to set him up in some tank because it was going to get cold at night, and frogs don't like the cold. And I set him in there, and he found his way out of his little terrarium thing in his pen, and one of the fish ate him.
I'm going to say this. You killed that frog. You put the frog in its deathbed.
You would not.
You tucked it away nicely.
You would not open the door, so you actually got the bed ready.
Oh, now you're putting it on me now.
You prepped the bed.
Oh, I see how it is.
You know, I read him his
The
bedtime
buck stops
story.
here. Okay. The buck stops right here. Okay. Boom. Speaking of animals, I was looking up online. I really want an Australian Shepherd so badly.
I thought you wanted a cat.
I want both. I want land. I would like some land.
Now you sound like a settler.
Acres of land.
I just want a land to raise my family.
I need some land. I know. I want some land. I want some chickens.
Yes.
You grew up that way. You understand.
I grew up on a farm.
You know why I want
We had
this.
a garden. We had
It's not
chickens. It is hard.
It is hard.
It is
Having
hard.
chickens?
Yeah.
It's not hard.
They're idiots.
Yeah, but they're chickens.
Yeah, but
What's the chicken gonna do?
peck stuff.
Okay. You're not wrong.
And well, it's not what they do. It's just like I have to protect them from everything because they have no defense. You got raccoons sneaking in, like I'm gonna steal the eggs. And
Yeah,
eat
they need
'em.
defense against the dark arts.
So I mean, I taught mine magic.
Oh yeah?
Yep, like
What
Magic
spells?
the Gathering.
Oh.
They would do
a
like
card
protective
game.
spells mostly.
You just taught it a card game? Okay.
Use a
mythical card
protective
game.
spell.
Please. Use your hand.
It's like flinging down cards and the fox is eating it alive.
Oh my god.
Oh.
It didn't work at all against that fox.
Not at all.
All right. So I'm going to tell you something I learned about recently
Ooh,
called the Halifax explosion. Have you
that
heard of
sounds
this?
hella factual.
Uh-huh. Do you know where Halifax is? It's in Nova Scotia,
Okay,
which is the
that almost
eastern
sounds
tip
like
of
an oil
Canada.
tycoon, like a big oil company, like Halliburton.
Oh yeah, the famous oil company Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not that.
Okay.
So you're wrong. Good night. You are wrong, sir. No.
Right.
The Halifax explosion happened way back in the day, 1917, during World War One.
Whoa.
All right. It was a massive maritime disaster, but no one talks about this stuff. Oh, by the way, Halifax, I said this already, but it's in the easternmost tip of Canada. And Halifax was like a famous harbor for like ships passing through
Okay.
from like going from America to Europe. It was like a really famous kind of point of entry.
All right.
So this occurred on the morning of December 6th, 1917. The Norwegian vessel SS Imo or Emo, I don't know how to say it.
The SS Emo.
I'll say Emo because it
The
sounds...
ship cuts himself
Uh-huh.
while listening to
Well, the ship
Breaking
did...
Benjamin.
The ship cut and collided with the SS Mont Blanc.
Oh,
So cut something else.
oh my gosh.
So you're
Emo
kind of
dispute.
right. It was,
Emo dispute.
it was feeling so emo that it went off on some other ship that didn't even deserve it. It was just a French cargo ship.
Mm. Well, I mean, it's French.
Well, also this wasn't just any normal cargo ship. Okay, this was laden with TNT and high explosives.
Oh, he wanted
Okay.
to go out with a bang.
Yes. Okay. And so they collided in this area called the Narrows, which is this small strait that connects the upper Halifax harbor with this other Bedford Basin area. So it's kind of like this two bodies of water connected by this small strait area.
Okay.
So that already sounds like a bad idea.
Well,
Narrow
I'm
roads, you
just
drive a big
curious-
truck. You understand what it's like.
I'm just curious how this collides because you hear about this stuff and it's like, okay, this other ship, it's a giant ship. It's not a squirrel hiding in a bush that darts out across. Like, all right, guys, we're gonna pull in. Oh shit!
Yeah. The other thing too is that these collided. The ships collided going at like I forgot the knottage. Is that what you say? Knottage?
Yep.
They were going like 1.1 knots or something, which is like not even 2 miles an hour.
No, yeah.
They were going very slow, but it still created a problem.
Well, I mean, you got an unstoppable force. Like, think about it like
what is it? Yeah, what happens when an immovable object meets an unstoppable force?
Explosions, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
Big boom.
I totally just cut you off too, so
it's all right.
I apologize.
I'll let it slide this time.
All right. So think about this though. This isn't just some baby explosion. Nearly all structures within a half-mile radius, including the whole community of Richmond, were instantly obliterated. This explosion just like instantly just giant explosion.
So it killed people.
Oh, this killed thousands of people. Instantly. So the pressure wave, it snapped trees, it bent iron rails, demolished buildings, it grounded some other vessels, and scattered fragments of the ship miles away.
Okay, what was this carrying again? Was it TNT? You said
it's carrying a TNT. It was fully loaded with TNT and picric acid. I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. And highly flammable fuel benzol and gun cotton. So just the whole thing is just explosive. Anything flammable, this is on the ship right now. That's what's on that ship.
All right,
it's World War I. So
ship about to set sail.
Yeah, so they're transporting stuff from New York, and they're trying to get these explosives to New York so they can destroy Europe, not the harbor,
not us,
not Norwegian, not Halifax, of course. So when exploded out, debris went out miles away from the original explosion. There was just damage everywhere, and it created a tsunami. Okay, because it's on the water. Giant explosion makes a tsunami, and the blast wiped out this entire Mikang tribe that was living off the water. The tsunami just—it's like that.
Oh my!
It's like that scene in what's that movie where they're standing on the shore looking at that giant wave coming at them? It's like that. The wave was 60 feet tall.
Yeah, that was 2012, wasn't it?
I don't remember. It was like some other movie where they're like the couple's like holding each other as they look at this giant tsunami wave coming at them. Like that was the tribe. Could you imagine? And this tribe had been there for generations. Like, think of this tribe has been there for so many years.
Did this happen at night?
This happened in the early morning.
That's a way to wake up,
dude. Yeah, you're outside. You're cooking up some eggs with your chickens outside.
Drinking some coffee.
Yeah, you're teaching your chicken magic, and then you look over, and there's this fire and explosion, and this huge tsunami wave just comes at you.
Oh my!
Yeah, it's so insane. Yeah, so that whole cove where that tribe was living, gone. So let me give you some. Let's go into the background of the harbor first. Let's dive in and figure out why did this occur. This could have been avoided. Obviously, they only hit going 1 mile an hour. Like, imagine how one of the most dull ways for an explosion to occur. The most boring ways.
It's like seriously, just like they just dock, tink.
It's almost comical.
It only happened because that slight bump caused the other captain to flick his cigarette just a little too far. It's like, is that bad? Nah, surely it won't hit the cargo. And you see it fall, tink.
Surely. Yeah. So this harbor started getting a lot of traffic in World War I. Thanks to a new railway and this new deep water terminal that they completed way back in 1880. And so World War I picks up. Halifax becomes like this big, all the ships have to report to Halifax before you get to whatever. So, and World War I, what's going on during that time? German U-boats. All right. U-boats are attacking ships all across the Atlantic. So then like, okay, now we got to create this whole convoy system.
Is it U-boats? Is that a form of
a submarine?
Submarine. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so U-boats hadn't existed until World War I. So like, oh my God, we're losing all our ships. So now we got to start these like intense convoys. And so merchant ships gathered on the northeastern end of the harbor, which was protected by, anti-submarine nets and guarded by patrol ships and all this stuff. So this place is starting to become more and more a military kind of harbor. They even had like a big army garrison there with forts, anti-submarine nets, batteries. I just read that. So yeah, they drove a major military, industrial, and residential expansion of the city. The cities were growing. This is great.
There you go. It was basically Austin.
Throughout the harbor, increased nearly 9-fold. So this tiny little town becoming a bustling like miniature New York.
look at this, guys. We're growing so much. How could things possibly go bad
Nothing
for
could
us?
go wrong. Yeah. So, and like I said, all ships that were bound for ports in North America, they had to report in Halifax first. So this place is getting a lot of traffic now. A lot of traffic, tiny, narrow channel for ships.
I don't know why
Bad
they
news.
didn't increase the channel. I mean,
The strait, what's it called? Something strait. I'll get back to that. So that's why the harbor is getting more traffic. Now let's figure out these ships some more.
all right.
So Emo, the SS Emo. You know what SS stands for, by the way? The prefix before a ship name is to tell you what type of ship it is. So SS is a steamship.
Okay.
I learned that today.
All right. I just thought
That's
it
why
was
SS
something,
is before all these ship names.
I just thought it was something you just put on a ship, like in letters you put PS. Like who knows what that means, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean a whole movie was made off of it. PS I love you.
Yeah. A great movie. It's your favorite.
It is.
It's one of your
Almost
favorite
as good as A
rom-coms.
Walk to Remember. The best action sequence ever is in that movie.
I do love A Walk to Remember.
Mm-hmm. You think it's going to be a silly movie, but it turns out to be a nonstop
Mm-hmm.
action movie.
Action packed.
Best car chase ever.
Yeah. Almost as good as the Blues Brothers car chase. scene.
Why'd you even bring that up?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even
I'm triggered.
insulted it with that.
I'm triggered.
So the email is heading in from New York. No, they're heading to New York from Belgium. And they're going to pick up some relief supplies for the war. All right. And so they are given clearance to leave the port on like the 5th of December, which is 2 days before the explosion. But they couldn't leave because the coal they needed to leave, the fuel they needed, hadn't arrived yet. So that it was delayed. So they had to stay the extra night and they had to weigh anchor and all this stuff for the next morning. So this explosion could have been avoided if whoever was running that coal thing
Had been
was on time. They probably woke up late. This is one of those things where you start thinking like, wow, if this and then this is like a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
And so now we have the French cargo ship with all the TNT, the Mont Blanc. This one is arriving.
Matt Blanc?
It arrived from New
The
York.
guy from Friends?
What? Yes, the guy from Friends.
Matt LeBlanc.
So the Mont Blanc arrived from New York late on the 5th of December, still 2 days before the explosion.
All right.
Under the command of Aimé Le Madec. The vessel was fully...
What was that
Madec.
again?
Aimé
Malay on my dick?
Le Madec.
I'm sorry.
The vessel was fully loaded with explosive and TNT.
Dynamite.
And the benzol, all that stuff, gun cotton. And so they were gonna join this convoy going to the basin, but they were too late to enter the harbor that day.
All right.
And so like at night they put up the big nets so U-boats can't get in.
Okay.
So they can't get in now. So now they're like, oh, now we're delayed too. So now both ships
So
who would
both
not have
ship-
crossed paths are now going to be forced to cross paths with each other
Oh my
because
gosh.
both of them were delayed in some way.
So now they're both going to
Interesting
be like racing to be like, I got to get
series.
out of here. I got to get in there.
Uh-huh. That's kind of what happened.
Oh, no.
And so they couldn't
And
get
some
in there.
fat kid does a cannonball and that wave just gently pushes it to.
Yeah, so they couldn't enter the harbor that night. And then get this. They used to have regulations in the city where ships that had dangerous cargo weren't allowed in the harbor. But
Not
because
anymore.
of the German submarine stuff, they relaxed those regulations. They're like, we can't have U-boats, destroying ships out there. We got to bring them in. Come on in. Come on in. It's like a Trojan horse. Come on in, little city. Come on in, Halifax.
Only rather than people pouring out, it's explosive that apparently was similar to. It almost sounds like it's similar to a nuclear bomb
Yeah, it's pretty
without the
similar.
fallout.
Yeah. So of course they're now allowed to come into the port for some reason with all these explosives. Bad
Muy
move.
inteligente.
That I don't know if that was a good idea on their part.
Nope.
So they relaxed that regulation. So that morning, the emo is headed out. They're like, we got to get the F out of here. All right. We're already late because of the delay. So now they're speeding out. They're like going way too fast. The channel rules, the
2 knots.
regulations.
They should have been going 1.
Yeah, and so they had this rule on that channel. They're like, all right, everyone just drive on the right side of the road, just like, driving on the street in your car. Just stay on the right side, and then people will pass you on your left. So these guys are going way past the restricted speed of 5 knots. They're like flying out of the harbor.
How fast were they going again?
The 5 knots was the limit, but no one knows exactly how fast they were going, but they were definitely going too fast. They were going way
Okay, I
faster
thought you
than
said
5
they were
knots.
going 2 knots earlier.
No, when they collided, they were only going one each.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, when they were leaving, you're supposed to only go a max of 5.8 miles an hour inside of the harbor.
Well, yeah, it's
But
just
these
like
people are not going that. They're
it's
going
just
way
like
faster.
a docking area. You're not supposed to make any wakes.
Yeah, exactly. So they passed another ship that was in the middle of the channel, and the captain ordered his crew to steer away because they're like, "This guy's crazy. He's driving in the middle. This guy's gonna hit everybody. What's he doing? This is nuts." And so he passed, and then he passed another ship that was going on the wrong side. They're like, "This guy's driving on the left side of the road. I got to go to the opposite side."
Probably from Europe.
So now the ship is driving on the wrong side of the road or whatever channel, and he's going too fast. Just imagine if you're in your car and you see another car going your direction, going too fast. Not a good look.
That's when you just like pull over. It's like, I'm done driving for today.
Yeah. So the very skilled Francis Mackey, he was the harbor pilot aboard the Mont Blanc that day when they left.
All right.
Or when they were entering the harbor, I mean. And so he asked, like, "Look, guys, we got some crazy cargo here. We need some special protections, like a guard ship, because this is insane. We're going on this harbor with all this TNT. This is nuts." And they're like, "No, we can't help you. Like, we got nothing for you, buddy.
We don't have the manpower."
Yeah. So it's like, okay, they didn't get him anything. So he just went into the port. After they removed those submarine nets, they went in the port, and he spots the email coming about 3/4 of a mile away. He's like, "This isn't good. Blow the whistle."
Toot toot.
Yeah, so you actually toot toot means no. I didn't know this. You blow one whistle, that means like something. I don't really know what it means.
Yes.
But toot toot is always like one for yes, two for no. That's a ship thing. When they blow two, they're like, nope. So he blows a whistle at them like, "Hey, we have the right of way. Get the F out of my way."
But he's panicking, so he's just like laying on that toot 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 toot. He's like, "What's he saying? I don't even know." He's like, "What? Speed up. All right."
Right?
Dude.
And then the other ship's like, beep, beep. You're like, "Wait, what? Excuse me, Emo? Excuse me, sir?
Did
you just beep back
it's
at
a
us?"
fire alarm in your house running out of battery juice. Boop, boop.
Yeah. So he's like, excuse me, one more toot. You better get the F out of the way. We got explosives." And what do? 2 more back. They say no again. So twice he's like, "Don't get in my way." And twice they refused. So the email is a bunch of douchebags, in my opinion. They weren't listening to that guy. They're like, "Sorry, man, we got to get out of here.
So maybe
we're late."
Maybe it was the captain who was the douchebag. Maybe they're like, "Captain, maybe we should jam away. I've been in this hick French town for too long."
Yeah, I think, yeah. The, well, I'll get into this later, but when they did judicial hearings of like who was responsible, they found out that actually both parties were part to blame. So,
of course they did.
Both of them were kind of at fault for the actual thing that happened. But anyways, so of course they collide because they're dumb.
And the land is flattened.
And everyone sees, you see something and it's slow motion basically. They're both going slow and they're kind of steering away a little bit. But everyone comes to watch because they're like, "Oh, cool, look, these ships are about to hit each other. This is awesome." So everyone in the city and like everyone around the ports and stuff are like coming by to like, "Oh, whoa, look, the ships are hitting each other."
Kids are eating popcorn. It's like, "Get your peanuts here. Watch the ships crash.
Get your peanuts. Ships gonna crash each other up.
Gonna be a good old time." He's like, "Come here, Billy. Get on my shoulder so you get a good view."
Daddy, I can't see. All right, come on, son. This will be fun.
Explosion just rips your face right off.
Yeah, and so like to us, when you see this, it's not a big deal. They only hit going like 1.2 miles an hour. The damage wasn't severe. And everyone's like, "All right, well, whatever. 2 ships hit each other. This happens, right? Who cares?" You're still laughing. What's going on over there?
I'm just picturing in my head everybody on the shore like yeah,
well,
yeah,
cool.
Tink. just I hate that I'm
1
laughing.
mile an hour, just ding.
And then just like everything's gone. It's like, yeah. Like they're in the midst of cheering when they're just blown. I'm sorry. I hate that I'm laughing.
If this was a movie, that would be the way to do it. If I was going to write this in a movie, but that's not what happened. They kind of just barely collided. And then the emo was like, whatever, we'll reverse, we'll back up, no big deal. But whenever they collided and it toppled over some of Mont Blanc, the one with all the TNT and stuff,
Yes.
it knocked over some of their barrels that had the benzol oil fluid.
Ooh, the fluid.
And so that fluid starts flooding this whole floor. Okay. And there's fumes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Everybody's
the other
getting
ship
high.
is reversing, and because it reversed so quick, it created sparks. Sparks. So now the Mont Blanc's on fire, and people are like, this might not be good. Our ship's on fire.
Good thing we're surrounded by all this water.
Good thing I'm a sailor. I'm surrounded by water. This is fine.
I'm just picturing like everyone on shore. It's like a NASCAR when they see a crash. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So now the ship's on fire, and it became uncontrollable really quick. And the captain just said, "Abandon ship. This is what we're fucked." I think that captain must know the ship's on fire. We are so about to die right now. There's no way they're getting out.
Did he go out Titanic style, like staying on his boat, or was he like?
He's just playing a fiddle.
He's like pushing everyone off, like
just playing his instrument.
Play me a haunting tune as we go down, boys.
Yeah, because this fire is like it really quickly became a huge flume of smoke and stuff. There's like one person from really far away took a photo of it, and it's just like this giant.
How did that photo survive?
Fire.
And how far away were they that they could take a picture?
They were pretty far away. Like the fire looks far away,
but yet they weren't affected by the blast, or were they affected by the blast?
It's that photo if you see.
Oh my!
It's pretty far.
Gosh.
It's kind of like I don't know. It's probably after the blast too, actually.
Well, yeah, that's afterwards because look how big that smoke cloud is.
But so yeah, we got to get out of the ship. And another ship came by, like a fireman ship. I don't know what you call those, but they're like trying
fireman ship.
They had like a tiny hose, like just like
that ain't gonna work.
He's got a faucet, which is like a hose plugged into his faucet. I'm getting it. Don't worry, boys. We'll be fine.
It's okay. It's an everyday. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So, and then out of nowhere, everyone's coming by. Oh, look, the ship's on fire. This is crazy. And then, boom, the ship explodes. It completely blows apart.
Just as like a couple's taking a selfie, like, yeah.
Taking a selfie. It explodes at more than 1,000 meters, which is 3,300 feet per second. Temperatures of 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit and pressures of thousands of atmospheres accompany the moment of detonation at the center of the explosion. White, hot shards of iron fell down from the skies onto the city.
Oh my
God. No. All across Halifax and Dartmouth.
That's like apocalyptic, like white hot metal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's snowing. That would burn a hole right through you.
Yeah. And the Mont Blanc had this giant 90 millimeter gun attached at the front of it. And that thing flew 3.5 miles away. That's how big the explosion was. This giant gun flew like almost 4 miles.
Did it land like inland or was it like blown out to sea?
I don't know. I think it landed on land somewhere. Yeah, with the barrel just was totally melted away. It was insane. So over 1,600 people were just instantly killed. And 9,000 were injured.
My God.
Oh, so over 1,200 people, 12,000 people were badly damaged or injured or killed. 100 people who were watching the fire from their homes. This is the one part I hate. They were blinded when the blast wave shattered the windows in front of them.
Blinded by science.
All these people were blinded by science.
Explode to make that explosion.
Well, could you imagine watching something and then like the next moment you're instantly blind from glass shattering into your eyeballs?
Just standing there with a cup of coffee. Well, looks like I'll have to. Oh, did not see that coming.
Yeah. So entire city blocks were like caught up in the fire and just it destroyed the whole area around.
How far away was that? That the glass shattered on them?
People that were onlooking. So if you were within like naked eye distance, I think it was like a whole total of like 300 acres area around them that was just demolished immediately. So it was a terrible day that day.
I got like a knot in my stomach just from that.
People thought that was actually people thought it was an attack from Germany and stuff. They thought they were being attacked.
Wow.
Because they're like, we just got bombed.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you just had a dummy on the emo.
That's like the
Pearl Harbor. Too fast.
That's almost like the Pearl Harbor of like World War I.
Yeah, it kind of is. But they weren't
we did
attacked.
it to ourselves.
Yeah. So.
Or the emo did it. Thanks, emo.
Yeah. And it was just devastating everywhere around there. People were dead, lying off the side of the houses and stuff. I don't want to get into all that.
That's really insane that like this is, I guess this is so embarrassing. They're like, let's not really talk about this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the cringe videos that are on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Everybody wishes they would disappear.
Oh, yeah. Those are terrible. But here's a kind of funny side note. Not funny, but it's kind of
Not
a
funny,
hero.
haha,
There's a
but-
hero in this story.
Oh,
Okay. His name is William Lovett.
I was hoping it was a Labrador.
Wait, no, it's not William Lovett. That's the guy who's the coward. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
There's a coward and a hero?
Yeah, so the death toll could have been way worse, but if it wasn't for Patrick Vincent Coleman. He was operating at a rail yard just a few 100 feet away, and he saw the explode, and he saw the fire go up, and he was like, "Oh, this is bad." And his coworker and him, William Lovett guy, his cowardice coworker, as they would call him. They heard a sailor come by. And he's like, "Get the fuck! Run away! We're gonna die!"
I'm sorry, what?
So the sailor runs by, telling them, "Get the f out of there, because they're all gonna die." And as Tim and William are like, "Oh my god," running away, he decides, you know what? I'm gonna go back in there. Let's send out a little warning. I'm gonna warn the people coming in on trains to stop. And so he learned about it. He went back, and he remembered trains were coming in. So he went back to his post alone and sent out urgent telegraph messages to everyone. And so the one message that he left was, "Hold up the train. Ammunition ship a fire in harbor, making for Pier 6, and it will explode." Will explode. I'm destroying this guy's message.
It's all right.
And it will explode. Guess this will be my last message. Goodbye, boys.
Wow.
That's how he went out.
Well, that sucks that his friend, like, I'm actually curious, like, is his friend actually a coward for doing that? Or what if he, like, told his friend, like, dude, I'm going to come help you. Like, I don't want you. He's like, no, you need to live.
Mm-hmm.
Tell my wife I love her. And then, like, push his friend away. And now, because he was like, I did what he told me to do.
Yeah. This is like, I feel like this has been in a lot of movies. They kind of stole this from this guy. Stole his fire.
Really?
They always do this with movies. It's like the one guy who sacrifices himself for the greater good kind of thing. Because he saved like about 300 rail passengers that were coming in. They stopped their train and he saved all their lives.
Yeah.
So he's been like, they have like a
Statue
commemoration, for him and everything. They named a train after him. So that's how he's remembered on some like
How's the coward guy remembered?
Amtrak train. Huh?
How's the coward guy remembered?
I don't think anyone cares about that guy. I don't even know if the coward guy lived, which is, I wonder. Better to die hero
That's
than
just
live
so
as a
weird that,
coward.
like, in the story, it's like, all right, we got a hero. We need a coward. How about his friend?
This is almost like a Cain and Abel of trains. Not trains, but of explosive boats.
So who's Cain and who's Abel?
Abel was the good person in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So good person
Cain
is
killed him.
Vincent Coleman. Vince, as they called him.
Vince was the good guy, and
Yeah. So it ruptured through the whole city, and it was a horrible, horrible
the only
explosion.
problem was Cain lived, but he just had a scar or some kind of mark that was just like, yo, this guy is a dick. So no ladies would lay with him.
Oh,
Yep. Forever friend zoned.
yeah.
That's God's punishment.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, that's kind of the story of the explosion. Halifax explosion. Not a good day for boats.
No, not at all. Not a good day for the town.
No, not a good day for the town either.
It's like one fisherman on the boat. They told me not to fish today, but it's one more day.
It's just
Called
one
into
more
work
day.
sick.
Oh yeah, could you imagine being one of those guys? It's like their last day working. One of those guys in the
I'm
harbor
one
was
day from retirement.
It's my last day. Oh look, there's a fire.
Oh well, I'll just go.
Oh well.
It's
Poor
awful.
guy.
That's awful that we're laughing. You're a terrible
that's fine.
person.
Happened almost exactly 100 years ago today.
Wow. How many more days till it's 100?
Because it was 1917 of December 7th. So we're just barely over 100 years. We should have done this a few weeks ago when it was like closer.
You need to do better research.
I'm sorry. I'm a failure.
It's all right. All right. Well, thank you for that riveting tale of death and explosions.
I know. Thank you.
Now we're going to move on to something a little more out there. Oh my gosh, I already forgot.
Oh,
how
I'm
to
not
pronounce
recording.
this. Whap,
Just kidding.
whap.
Just kidding. Sorry.
It's It's all right. That just means I can spend more time with you.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I always look for
Yay.
that silver lining.
Oh.
Gosh, I hate this because I always forget how to pronounce these. It's a British word.
Okay.
The Ilkley, the Ilkley Moor Alien. That's what I'm going to be talking about.
Nice.
So there's this place called Ilkley Moor. It is west of Yorkshire, England. It is a wide open, expansive body of grassland. There's a little bog. There's some kind of rolling hills. It's a nice little area, but it's steeped in lore and legend for thousands of. Is it thousands? Yeah, 10,000 years.
Thousands of minutes.
Thousands of minutes.
It's been in lore
for over
since yesterday.
10,000 years. Everyone talks about all these. Oh, we've seen these weird lights and these crazy critters, and the weird lights they've seen, they've added that to during winter. The place gets so foggy you can't really see too much, and so apparently when the sun comes up, it comes through the fog in weird ways, and you get all these weird light reflections.
Oh, that's cool.
And so this guy gets up 7 a.m. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna walk over to my father-in-law's place, and I don't cut through this area because it's kind of a treacherous area, but I'm an amateur photographer, and I want to take some pictures of it, see if I can get some of those weird lights coming through.
Oh, there you go.
So it's 7 a.m. And real quick, I don't know if you know this, but in England, during the winter, the sun doesn't rise until 8 a.m. in the winter.
Oof, that's a late sun.
Yeah. But in I think it's the summertime, the sun rises at like 5 in the morning.
Damn you, daylight savings time.
That's what it is. Yeah. England summers, the sunrise is at 5 a.m. and it sets at 9 p.m.
Okay.
And then in the winter, it rises at 8 a.m. and sets at 4 p.m. So whenever I was over there for the trip, I was like, why are there blackout curtains everywhere? And that's why, because freaking
super
5
early.
a.m.
It's bright as hell.
Sun's right there.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so
it's brighter than your mind in the morning.
It is. My mind's so cloudy.
And your soul. I'm complimenting you.
You're saying, wait.
You have a bright soul.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying out of Dark Soul.
No.
Dark Soul?
Oh.
Product placement.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this off-duty policeman named Philip Pierce goes walking through this marshland, not thinking anything about it. Starts walking, and all of a sudden he's just like, wait a minute. Why is it bright outside now? It was just dark, and now it's bright. Like, I can see everything. I didn't even see a sunrise. That's weird. So he gets to this one part of the land, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to take a quick picture real quick. Sun's up. It's a little weird, but whatever. I'm going to take a picture. Goes to take a picture.
Click.
Sees something out of the right of his eye. Before he even takes a picture. Doesn't take the picture. No click. Before he even takes a picture, he sees something out of the right side of his eye. And he's like, what the heck is that? Sees some movement. A figure standing 4 foot tall. About 50 meters away was a grayish figure standing 4 foot tall. At first, he was like, oh, it's probably just some kid in a costume.
Of course. Has to be.
Has to be. But then he realized, whatever this is isn't human. What the hell? So immediately, he just like takes a picture as quick as he can. And then the thing starts running off. And he's just like, oh, what? Okay, that was weird. And so he kind of waits a little bit, but then follows after it.
Huh.
Goes running up on the hill. And by the time he gets to the top of the hill, he looks out and he sees this ship, a dome-shaped saucer, taking off.
Whoa.
Whoa, I know. He's like, holy guacamole. And he's so like dumbfounded by it that he doesn't even take a picture. He doesn't snap a picture.
He's got a camera in his hand.
So ironic.
What a goof.
I know. What a silly billy goat.
So you said the creature was gray?
It was, he said it looked like a gray skin.
Okay.
And it was stood about 4 foot tall.
Might have been an orc or a goblin.
Are they in England?
Yeah. Gerald Tolkien, he wrote all these stories about goblins in England and stuff.
That's right. Well, I thought the goblins were big. Because whenever they fight them, actually, the hobbits are small and the dwarves are small.
Goblins are known to be shorter than orcs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably a goblin.
Okay. There's goblins,
or a hobgoblin.
and then the Urukai.
The Urukai, well, those are warriors.
Yeah. Well, they're dead elves.
Are they? I thought they were mutated elves.
No. They were elves that were dead and then brought back to life.
Ooh, dude.
Ooh.
I wish we were next. Maybe when we die, we can become Urukai. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Mhm.
Then we can like eat each other's flesh.
Yes.
Like that
Looks
one
like
scene.
meat's back on the menu, boys. Cool. So we found a
Favorite
little-
scene right there.
I love that scene. It makes me want to get barbecue every time I hear it.
Anyway, so felt a little disoriented, and before he'd left, the place was so foggy and kind of hard to walk around. And he's like, I'm gonna take a compass with me. Well, he pulls out his compass and he kind of looks around. He was very familiar with the area, and he's like, I'm looking north right now, but the compass says I'm looking south. He's like, I'm just gonna go with my gut instinct and just.
Oh, he said, F you compass, I'm going this way?
He just throws that shit on the ground.
He knows where he's going.
Just throws it on the ground.
Oh, he just threw it on the ground.
Puts it away, goes walking off, and he ends up making it to the town. He's like, all right, so I was right. So the compass was dead wrong.
You got a
That's really
defective
weird.
compass. You should sue them.
You should sue the compass. Well, this was before suing was a big thing.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Everything that they made sucked back then.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It lasted forever, but it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he makes it to the town, and he realizes immediately, as soon as he gets to the clock tower, he's like, it's 10 o'clock? That's not right. I left at 7 a.m. Like, I should have been here, even though I stopped and took a couple of pictures and chased that little hobgoblin thing.
Huh?
I should have been here a long time ago. Like, what's going on?
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
He's, oh my gosh.
Starts listening to country music. Down.
No.
Sorry.
They're English.
Yes. Sorry. Hello.
They listen to, damn it. I can't remember
The
name.
Beatles. The Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah. They listen to the Beatles.
Oh, my clock's gone skyward. I don't understand.
I can't remember any of their names for some reason.
I'm Ringo.
That's it, Ringo, the one they hate. Sorry, Ringo. I changed all the clocks to pull a prank on you. You look like an idiot. All right, back to the story. Stop distracting me.
Sorry.
It's all right.
So sorry.
So anyways, doesn't think much of it. Kind of goes along, sees his father-in-law, whatever. He goes and gets the image printed out. He apparently, at that time, they could do 24-hour photo. I don't know how. I think because he was a off-duty cop, he had some connections.
Oh.
He was able to get that 24-hour photo.
Yeah. He should have arrested that little goblin thing.
He tried to. Yeah, that's why I chased after him. He's like, get over here. Do you have a permit to be a hobgoblin?
You have a license for that, mate?
They're not Australian. They're not Australian.
You need a license. I don't know. That's Cockney a little bit.
Yeah, but you said mate.
What do I don't know what it's the same as mate. I can't say. Oi, bruv.
Come here, governor.
Yeah, there you
Let's
go.
have a talk.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Figured it out. Anyway, so he got the photo and he ended up contacting Peter Hugh, a UFO investigator.
Hugh?
Yep, Pete Hugh.
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 They contacted Hugh. We need your help here. That sounds like a made-up name.
No joke.
They contacted
I was
Ben
laughing at
Dover.
all the names, and then I got to I didn't even think of P.
Then the next day, they've contacted.
Anyway, goodness gracious.
They contacted Mischievous, who helped them.
So he contacts this guy and he tells him the story, and he's like, the guy's super skeptical. He's like, hey, let's meet up. I have photos and I'll show it to you. And he's like, all right. So they meet up. And as soon as the guy sees the photos and talks to the guy for a bit, he's like, all right, this guy is a policeman.
Felon.
Like, what?
Oh,
No,
sorry.
he's a policeman.
Sorry.
He's a felon turned cop.
Oh, cool. He's one of those guys.
Yeah,
I love
one of those guys. Yeah. He tells him, he's like, I think this is a straight up guy. I mean, why would he lie to me about this? This is crazy. And so go ahead. He's like, I'm going to take this picture, and I know some people. I'm going to contact them, and we're going to try to get we're going to do some more investigative work to see if we can figure this out.
Okay.
So Hughes then contacts a number of specialists, one of them being a wildlife photography expert who confirms that the creature in the photo did not match any local wildlife that was in the area or lived in the area at the time or at any time. He sent the photograph and the negatives to a Kodak laboratory in Hempstead.
Of course. It's one of the greatest labs.
I'm sorry, Hempstead.
Oh, that one's also good.
Where it was confirmed that it was captured as part of the original photo and not a superimposed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't do any doctoring to the
Nope,
image.
they did not put two photos, lay them on top of each other
Mhm.
to get one photo. So after that, it then was sent off to the U.S. for enhancement study.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent it off, and Bruce Maccabee, an optical physicist for the Navy, said that the low light and slow shutter speed made the conditions of the film too grainy to properly
Gosh,
like
darn
analyze.
it.
Classic.
We need those fast shutter speeds for those moving objects.
Well, I mean, they did say that, the guy that took the picture, he was a amateur photographer.
That's true. He probably didn't read up on his shutter speed
He
rules.
didn't. He just grabbed a camera and said, I'm just going to start snap.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot.
You should have set the camera to auto.
Always set it to auto.
Yes.
You're not trying to do anything perfect with it. Freaking idiot.
Just fix it in post.
Autofocus. Yeah, there you go. Fix it in post. They got Photoshop.
Pretty sure they had DSLRs back then, right? What year was this? Like the 70s?
This was
earlier?
87.
87, okay.
1987.
Good year.
It was a great year. I was born that year.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
why you're doing this.
There you
little
go.
sly dog.
That's exactly why. I was like, that's when it happened. I was there in spirit.
That was me.
I was the little gremlin.
That was me.
Wow. So he starts looking over the photos. He's like, okay, I cannot tell anything from this. It's way too grainy. He then closed the investigation and he stated, I had great hopes that this case would prove definitively, but sadly, under the circumstances, it prevents me from putting my name on this, saying yep, this is the name.
Yeah, he can't. Okay.
Of course. Works for
Okay.
the U.S. Navy too. You can't start slapping stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually more,
understand.
you know what, to be honest, I'm more impressed that
That they
Spencer, the
even-
guy that took the picture, went forward with this because he's a cop.
Yeah.
That's really weird behavior to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. I don't know. You don't hear a lot of cops coming forward about seeing or hearing weird things. They're the last people.
Well, I guess at the time he just didn't think it was a big deal, or maybe, I don't know.
It was a
Well,
big enough
it is a
deal
big
that
deal, though.
whatever he saw, he went and found a UFO expert.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah. Well, I mean, good for him. Not all cops. You gotta judge a book.
most people
judge
would
books
just
by their
bury
cover.
this it's probably just a rabbit standing on its hind legs.
Uh-huh. It's probably just a giant kite flying away in the distance.
It's a weather balloon. Close the investigation. Hughes then investigated the scene and the compass, which both tests were done by a local university, and neither of them had signs of radiation.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he threw away the compass, but he actually
Oh no,
kept it.
I was joking.
That was just okay. That was just visual.
I was
That
just
was just
lol,
comedy.
Lol.
You totally got me, dude. Oh
Yeah.
man, look
So
at my face.
stupid.
Oh, God.
Idiot. Anyway, so they confirmed that there was no radiation anywhere because, of course, aliens, radiation, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they're in space getting radiated by stuff. That would
Of
actually
course.
make sense to check for radiation.
There you go. Well, there was no radiation. Then it was confirmed that the polarity of the compass had been reversed by a strong magnetic field.
There you go, dude.
Yeah.
There you go.
Investigation closed.
Oh, case closed.
They already figured out.
But
But that's the thing. Can you do that yourself?
Yes.
How strong of a magnet field do you need?
All you got to do is have a wing and a prayer.
And a
That's all
magnet.
it takes. And a magnet.
There you go.
And some radiation.
No radiation.
Oh,
no one's
radiation.
found.
Damn it.
Idiot. All right. Over the next few months, Pencer, is that Pierce? Yeah. Anyways,
Pierce
Philip, the
Brosnan.
guy that took the picture, started having weird dreams and was troubled by the missing time period that had happened whenever he was on his walk.
I should have known.
So then P. Hugh
Uh-huh. Our famous.
suggested he go to regressive hypnosis.
Oh, to forget it all?
No, to they hypnotize him, and then they're like, all right, and then apparently they can unlock what they actually saw. You can get more information out of them.
Oh, because you
Through this.
tap deeper into their subconscious or something?
Exactly. Which brought me.
Unfiltered.
Have you ever seen the movie The Fourth Kind?
Yes, I think I
That's
have.
the one where they do that hypnotherapy and they do the side by side. They have the actors, but then they have the quote unquote real footage. And it's just like them like just losing their mind. And now that I look at it, if those were actual actors that they had like freaking out in the real footage, bravo. Because that's what freaked me out in the movie. That's what made me think this was all real.
Damn.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I haven't seen this. I thought I had. I've seen something with Fourth in it, though.
Number 4.
I don't know. I've seen something that was about aliens, but this is not the same movie.
Okay. So the fourth kind is this woman. She gets everyone in this town keeps seeing this owl. It'll come to your window and it like knocks and you look at the owl and then something like aliens come into the door and then they like take you back onto their ship.
Right.
But it would always switch between like showing the real person talking and they would have a side by side, like the real person or like dash cam footage from a cop car and then like the reenactment stuff.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
And apparently like these aliens came to visit the woman multiple times. And like some of the people, they'll do the hypno-regressive therapy and they start convulsing. And one guy convulsed so bad, he snapped his spine.
Well, they probably should have canceled the therapy thing.
They couldn't. He was already going nanners.
They should have been fired. He should have sued him.
But yeah, everyone kept saying, but yeah, that's what made me think of that. I was just like, oh, like that. Because
one of the guys died?
No, not for real, but this was just like in the recreation.
God.
Like I said, like it was one of those that set up like, this is all real. Like the mermaids.
Oh, Merman?
Like the mermaid documentary that came out. I hate that. I fell for that hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, you totally did, didn't you?
I was an idiot. Anyways.
Wow.
Here we go. Another fake sounding name. Dr. Jim Singleton agreed to do the hypnotherapy in March 16th, 1988.
Okay.
Anyway, so he puts him under the hypnotherapy and he retells the story of the encounter, but something else happens. He retells the story about how he's walking along. And then he gives more detail on the animal or on the creature, saying it had grayish green skin, it had unusually long arms, it had short, stubby legs, but it looked like the legs were going through anthropy.
Okay.
Where it's like they starting to shrivel and fall off.
Oh.
Yeah, he said it was really weird. He said the creature started to approach him and he found himself like unable to move, like he just frozen in spot.
Yeah.
And then he blacked out. And when he woke up again, he was floating 2 foot off the ground, and the creature was like pulling him along, and they were headed back to the ship.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That's not good.
As soon as they get to the ship, my boy Philip blacks out again.
Oh, no.
Nighty-night.
They're really good at that.
But then he wakes up back on the ship.
He's on the ship now?
He then woke up on the ship. He was woke on the ship.
It's #woke.
#woke on the ship. He woke up in a bright, round room and immediately heard a voice in his head saying, "Do not panic. This will only hurt for a second."
That was good.
And then he heard a drill near his bum.
It's always the bum.
Just kidding. There's
really?
Bum. There's no bum touch. No. So he gets up and he realizes he can move around freely, but he doesn't. But 3 more creatures come up and they start kind of doing some tests on him, checking him over. Then he was shown 2 films after the tests were done. One.
He was shown films?
He was shown 2 films.
Okay.
One of the films was a continual destruction of Earth through war, pollution, and other means. It was then that he noticed that Al Gore was in the corner.
Oh, no.
He was working on the internet.
What?
Yes. That's the part where I was like, what are you talking about, dude? You found they showed you a film of the current destruction of Earth, and they're showing him this film. It just sounds so ridiculous. Like, why are they showing this to him?
Like the Eagles from Lord of the Rings.
No, it's not like the Eagles. The Eagles, you can understand. They're doing their own thing. They couldn't go to Mordor at the beginning. They would have been attacked and shut down.
Oh, true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Eagles kind of do their own thing, but it was just like, wait, so you've taken down Sauron? Okay, now we'll come. They don't want a big laser beam behind, like meow, meow.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is when it starts getting so ridiculous, and you start thinking the guy made it up.
Yeah.
Because like, why are the aliens picking him? Why is it when people get abducted, they choose these podunk people in the swamp with like 5 teeth, and they can't even speak proper English?
Well, it's like the thing. You got to do it when no one's around, no one's aware. That's when you choose your victim.
Exactly. Choose a victim that's intelligent. Choose like a doctor or something. Don't choose a guy with no political power and nothing. He can't do anything.
Isn't he an officer?
He's a police officer. Yeah, he can't do shit.
He arrests the aliens. You're under arrest, mate.
You're coming with me. We're coming down to Scotland Yard. We got a couple of questions for you, love.
Hi, love. You're under arrest, mate.
How ridiculous does this sound? They show, and then, okay, so get this. So then the second film, they're like, all right, what was shown in the second film? And he's like, I can't tell you.
Austin Powers.
I made a promise. Yeah, Austin Powers, Goldfinger, remember, or whatever. The worst.
The first screening of the movie, 10 years before it came out.
That's what it's just. And then the second movie, he couldn't even tell him about. And even under the regressive hypnosis, which tells me, okay, obviously you don't know what you're doing. This hypnosis doesn't work because he still was like, I'm not going to tell you. I made a promise.
What was the second thing you watched? Reruns of Cheers. For
reruns
3 hours.
Of Air Bud.
Well, that's kind of boring. I'll just give it to myself because people will think it's lame.
Actually, it's Urban Sasquatch.
Oh.
With director commentary.
On loop.
But yeah, so he doesn't even tell what it is. So, and before they let him leave, he hears a voice ask if he understood what he was shown. And then he nods and he blacks out.
This guy blacks out a lot.
And then when he wakes up again, he's exactly where we started in the first part of the story, where he's looking out and he goes to take a picture, but sees something move. And that's when he sees the creature and snaps the photo.
Whoa, this is some like time travel stuff.
That's why he thought it was so weird that like the sun had already come out. He's like, I didn't even see the sunrise.
Oh, that makes sense.
Boom, they got him, blacked him out, ethered him, skipping the bed with pudding.
Oh, shit. Uh-huh.
With the pudding.
Uh-huh.
And
they Bill Cosby'd this guy.
There you go. They Bill Cosby'd him.
Fudge.
And he passed out, and that's why there was that time loop. Well,
that mic is 20 miles away from your mouth right now.
20 miles is a gross exaggeration. I'm disgusted.
I was using exaggeration to for effect. It's trying to affect you.
Well, it affected me quite personally.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue, sir.
I understood what was shown. Okay.
So we watched A Walk to Remember on the craft.
Okay, so after all this, everybody's just, after he tells the story, that's when the it's like, you're bananas, dude. That's when nobody starts to believe him. They're just like, you're crazy. This can't be real. And so they just kind of laugh him off. But then a few years later, like the UFO expert, P. Hugh, he still believes him. So like a few years down the road, they go to exactly where this all happened.
Yeah.
And pull up the photo real quick. Take a look at the photo.
Where do I find the photo?
Just type in, go to Google.
What do I type in? Tell me what to type in.
Type in your mom.
No. What am I typing in here? Look at the photo.
Type in Vilkley, Ilkley Moor Alien. Moor Alien. Look at images.
Uh-huh.
What are you looking? What did you type in?
It's a lot of mountains. It's beautiful. Look at these mountains.
What did you type in?
I typed in Vilkley Alien.
No, Ilkley. Ilkley.
Well, you said V.
No, I didn't. I spelled it for you too. We have it on recording that I spelled it.
No, you spelled it wrong. Ah!
No, there's a photograph somewhere. That's not it.
That's it.
No, that's not it.
Okay, no one's looking at these photos.
In case you're wondering, he's pulling up gay porn right now.
No, I'm not. I'm looking up alien photos on Google Images.
I told you what to type in, the Ilkley Moor Alien.
Okay, I'm just looking up movies from the movie Alien now. This is kind of cool. I'm not gonna look up anymore.
Anyways, if you look at the photo, they went back to the exact spot where the photo was taken, and they were like, all right, so his measurements are correct. This does look like the same height. But the only problem is when you look at the photo, like everything looks in proportion to what he said. It has long arms, has big hands, it's got little spindly legs, it's got a big head.
Okay.
But the only problem is whenever you're looking at the photo, it almost looks like it's something kind of propped up, like a mannequin or something.
Oh, he did. He made it up.
So now they're thinking, but why would this guy make it up? Like, what's the payoff? He didn't do it for fame, because turns out that his name, Philip Spencer, that's not even a real name. It's a fake name.
Okay.
It's a pseudonym. That name doesn't exist. So he didn't do it for fame. He didn't do it to get famous, which once
his
again,
name doesn't even exist. What's his real name?
Nobody knows. That's just it. That's what's weird. All this evidence points to that this is bullshit. He's making it up. And then it's no sense. He didn't want to do this for fame. He didn't want to do this to get rich. Because first off, he's a cop.
Allegedly. He doesn't have a real name now.
Doesn't even have a real name. You're right.
It's probably made up.
But that's what's so weird about this. So is this like somebody who's just like getting a hard on because he just hears people talking about it? It's like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I made that up. That's my conspiracy.
Or is this like a legitimate guy that's out there who like some of this shit legitimately happened to him and he just doesn't want to use his real name. He just wants to be left alone. Like, I want to forget all this ever happened.
Oh, yeah.
I work with a guy who is convinced that at 9 years old, aliens sucked him up out of his house, took him onto their ship, and showed him what was going to happen until the end of time.
That's pretty cool.
I work with this guy. He's also seen Bigfoot.
Cool.
I love talking to this guy. When I first met him, I was
he's seen Bigfoot?
He's seen Bigfoot.
And he's been on a UFO too.
He's been on a UFO. Both. They say there's a correlation between Bigfoots and aliens. Some people say Bigfoot's an interstellar beast that can walk into wormholes and
everyone. All right. He's seen both. I've seen a unicorn kissing an orc. So, and it's true because I've seen.
You know what? No, that's bullshit. You would never see a unicorn unless he was giving him the kiss of death and was eating him. Orcs don't kiss; they eat.
That's what I said. He was eating a unicorn.
No, you said he kissed. We have you on record.
I can fix this.
You know what? Let's go back.
I'm not going back.
We're not going to fix this in post. We're going to prove that you said kissed.
And I've also seen.
And orcs can't have love. That kissing is like someone you love or just.
My theory is already falling apart.
Broken. Well, unlike the guy I work with who's seen Bigfoot and been on an alien ship that is shown in the future. The whole time the Trump presidency was happening, he's like, I've seen this all happen. I know what's going down.
Whatever.
But exactly. But then you're like, okay, so what's going to happen next? And he won't tell you.
Collusion. That'd be kind of cool if he said collusion and boom, all the reports.
Yeah. He gets all of his info from, used to get it from Alex Jones until they took him off.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a stellar guy. I should meet him.
He's a fun guy to talk to. But
should meet him online.
I mean, once he starts talking about lizard people, then you're just like, all right.
I'm
going to go over here. Don't follow me.
Oh, dang. Well, you know what? We're almost at an hour.
All right. Fantastic. I thought this was going to be too long, but thanks to my mad skills.
Both of us were 30 minutes.
You know what? Air 5. Beep. That was us.
You guys basically just saw both of us, I don't know, become best friends?
We were best friends the moment we met.
Oh,
we locked eyes from across the room.
We sure did.
The DJ spoke with a rhythm boomed.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's a good song.
It is.
End on song. Copyright strike. Oh, well. So long, everybody.
As they say in Germany, via con Dios.